All right, everybody, welcome back to the best damn training channel on YouTube. Today is part 2 of racing wheel ratelle. I'm gonna do the same setup that we did last week. So the 1 yard lead in into a 20-yard fly. So basically a short acceleration. The problem is last week, I put my second cone a little too far away. So I was running almost 21 yards versus 20 yards. So I've got the cones set up in the right spot today, where I'm going to be doing a 1 yard lead into a 20-yard fly versus last week's with the 21. I've finished up about 90% of my warm-up. I'm going to start doing some warm-up 20s, and then we're going to start ripping them off. I think I'm going to end up doing somewhere around 4 to 6 total 20s, and then head into the weight room and do some trap bar pulls and some loaded jumps into a body weight jump type complex. Same thing that I did last week. So I don't know if I'll get the weight room stuff filmed for you guys, but we're definitely gonna get the track work done because we gotta beat Will. So I'm gonna be running from this side of the track today, just because that end of the track has got a lot of shit on it and I don't feel like cleaning it up today. So we're gonna run from the other side. I'm gonna set the camera up to the side, start busting up some warm-up reps. I'll have the chip on as we do those warm-ups, just so I can get some numbers on some things, and then we're gonna rip off some 20s and see what we can get. All right, so hopefully I'm in frame down here, but I got my 1 meter or my 1 yard lead in set up. I'm gonna do a couple of my warm-up reps from just a standing 2-point start, just to work on projection and get things loose a little bit. And then when I do my times today, I'll go from a 3-point. But I believe last week in part 2 of Will's series, he ran a 2:51 was his fastest. So I'm expecting today, now that I got the cones in the right spot, that I'm not running 21 yards, I'm only running 20, that my 2:55 from last week should be significantly faster this week. So we'll see how it goes though. If I do 2 solid warm-up reps here before we get into the 3-point stance. So warm-up rep number 1, 260. Second warm-up rep here. All right, warm-up now, we're 253. All right, and again real quick, just to make sure we got the cones in the right spot, I'm gonna show you guys how I set it up this week compared to last week. So 0.91 meters is 1 yard. I need to go 80 centimeters past that. So 171 is right at the center of this cone, which is where the sensor in this cone is going to be. And then 20 yards is 18.29 meters. So 18.29 plus 1.71 equals 20 meters exactly. So I've got the second cone set up on the 20-meter mark. What I did last week is I put the cone at 20.8, which is why I was ending up running too far, because I had more than 20-yard distance in between each of those cones. So now we've got to set it up to where it's 20 yards exactly between the cones, which means it's 20 yards exactly between those 80 centimeter diameters. So I should be able to get more accurate times comparable to what Will was running this week. So I'm going to move the camera over to the side and we're going to start busting off some 20s. All right, rep number 1, 20 yard. All right, rep number 1, 258. That was a very bad rep. I felt like I rushed the first 3 to 4 steps on that. I was trying to be fast versus being strong and getting out. So take a couple minute break here. We'll bust off another 20. Hopefully we drop that back down. I should be able to beat the 253 from a 3-point stance, given that that 253 was from a 2-point. So I need to get down to like the 240s today. So 247, I think, is a good number to aim for. So we'll see what happens here in a couple minutes when we run rep number 2. All right, rep number 2. Got to be strong over the course of these first 5 meters and not necessarily try to be so fast. So let's go here. Much better. 251. Rep number 2 was a 251. So we tied Will on what he was able to run his fastest last week. I still think I can get a little bit more on that. So we're gonna run at least 2 more, maybe 3, depending on if the time keeps dropping. I think I'm just gonna keep going. Another couple minutes, rest it up, and then we're gonna send it again, try to get down into the 240s. $258 again. I know what the variable is and why there's a 258 and a 251. Both 258s, I only went 1 foot back behind the line. I was trying to give myself a little bit more of a deeper knee bend on that front leg to be able to project off of. When I ran my 251, I went 1.5 feet back. And what I think it's allowing me to do when I get that little bit more space is it's putting me in a stronger knee angle to be able to project myself forward at a much more efficient rate. So on the next one, I'm gonna put that foot 1.5 feet back again, and we'll see what the next one is. And we're also gonna take the shirt off for this rep. And there you have it, 247. All right, so that is for the minimum that I wanted to hit today. I think I'm gonna do at least 1 more. So 247, I really like the feel of that start. Giving myself that extra 1/2 foot, 1 limb length that I have, plus the size of my thighs. It felt like when I'm 1 foot away from the line that I'm really bunched up and I can't really get a lot of power out of that. 1.5 feet gives myself a little bit more space where I can really project through the ground and push really hard and get out of that starting position. So we're gonna do 1 more. All right, last rep here. We're gonna pop the top again. Best rep of the day right there. So last rep, best rep. We're gonna end it on that one. Was able to hit a 246 on that last one. So that's a mighty fine day for today's 20s. So, all right, 246, fastest rep of the day. So we're gonna end on that one. I was able to hit my range of total repetitions that I wanted to do. That was rep number 5. So I don't really think I'm gonna be able to drop that much more than a 246. So I'd rather end feeling good than do another rep at the end and then have it be slower and just kind of waste some energy, because we're gonna go into the weight room and do some trap bar work with some jumps. So I'll film that for you guys. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do much talking or commentary on that, because more likely there's gonna be people in there playing music. It's gonna be loud. It's a very small gym, so it's not really the best place to be filming a YouTube video unless I'm in there by myself. But we're gonna do some heavy trap bar pulls, something around 160, 170. Probably do sets of 4 to 5 on those. And then we're gonna pair that with loaded jumps into a body weight jump. So that's gonna be the setup for the weight room today. I think that's gonna be the only thing I'm gonna do in the weight room. I don't expect to get much more done outside of that. So before we get into the weight room, I do wanna take a moment and shout out to the sponsors for the YouTube channel. There we go. That's all finished and done with now. So let's get into the weight room.